Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 41 based on novel. So let's start. How can it be? It's actually full of souls. Mo Chen also opened his eyes wide, staring at the striking 10 character on the Lingzhu in his hand. At this time, a cross on the suction bead was particularly eye-catching, and the entire originally dark house was also exceptionally bright like the clouds in the sky at this time. Cough cough cough. Xiao Yan also opened his eyes, and then coughed violently. Just when the number on the suction bead jumped to 8, Xiao Yan actually only used half of his soul power, but then he thought, I want to inject the remaining general soul power into it again, and then it jumps to 9. After all, the power of the soul has also been used up, and it is impossible to soar. When Xiao Yang is satisfied, he has to open his eyes. In the Ni Gong Wan in his body, the silent inscription of God movement suddenly vibrated violently, and then turned into an extremely huge force and went to the suction bead in Mo Chen's hand. The magic movement inscription at Nigongwan was continuously gathering energy towards the absorbing spirit orb, and Xiao Yang could feel that the power was pure and powerful. When he heard the 10 from Mo Chen and the others, Xiao Yang also slowly opened his eyes, but he could feel that the God-moving inscription seemed to disdainfully stop the power transmitted to the spirit orb, as if unfinished. Then it became quiet again, as if nothing had happened just now. As soon as the power of Xiao Yang's spiritual movement inscription appeared and injected into the spirit-absorbing orb, Xiao Yang's body trembled violently. He was surprised to find that the sacred movement inscription in his body seemed to be extraordinarily powerful, and that strength and psychic power are quite similar. The splendid-looking spirit-absorbing orb has long been suspended from the 9. Under the injection of Xiao Yang's spiritual power, the spirit-absorbing orb in Mo Chen's hand lit up, and dazzling 9-color rays of light emerged from Mo Chen's hand. The spirit-absorbing bead on the top spreads little by little towards the room, and in the blink of an eye, the spirit-absorbing bead glitters like a dazzling gem. The 9-colored rays of light slowly surrounded the house and did not dissipate for a long time. According to the previous test, as long as there are more than 2 colors of light, even a trace of light, it proves that the tested person has the existence of the 8th level soul power, and there is such a dazzling light in the eye-absorbing bead. There is only one explanation for the 9 colors of light. Senior brother Mo, what's the matter? Xiao Yang, who had just opened his eyes, also found that Mo Chen's eyes seemed to be wet. He thought it was touching his sadness. He was about to say something to comfort him, but Mo Chen suddenly laughed, and laughing a little crazy. Ha 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 ha. Mo Chen also danced and raised the suction pearl in his hand. Senior brother Mo, are you all right? Several people next to him also noticed that Mo Chen was wrong, and they all said, I'm fine, I'm fine. After Mo Chen waved his hand, a space jade shattered out of thin air. Xiao Hei, come here and take charge of the follow-up tests for these people. I have something important. After more than 10 seconds, a dark-skinned figure appeared in the room. What are you doing, Mo Chen? Disturbing people's dreams. The dark-skinned man named Xiao Hei also looked at Mo Chen with sleepy eyes. Obviously, he was dissatisfied with being called by Mo Chen to do chores just after he woke up. Rubbing his eyes, he saw that Mo Chen seemed to be testing the soul power of this group of people, and he also remembered that this was the last group. Level 10 full of souls. Who is it? As he entered the house just now, the bright light made him feel as if it was a pillar of Do Chi, so he didn't notice the suction pearl. But when his eyes saw the eye-catching cross on Mo Chen's hand sucking the spirit bead, he raised his head and looked at the roof. You are in charge of the few people here. This matter is too important. I must take him to see Uncle Wu immediately. Xiao Yang, come with me. Mo Chen also said in a deep voice, and then with a wave of his palm, the suction orb in his hand was put away. Xiao Yang was also a little confused by this sudden scene, but he still clicked and followed. The 8 people in the set also looked at each other in dismay, and didn't make a sound. Well, go ahead. Xiao Hei also responded. It's actually full of soul. It seems that this time, God blesses me for Xian San San. Xiao He also looked at the two people who had gone away, and then muttered to himself. There seems to be an unknown secret here. In a quiet room, Hudu was also drinking tea. I always feel that this missing person is a bit strange. And the two boys from the Jiang family ran out without saying hello to the family. Wu Jiang also frowned and said, obviously rather irritable. Don't tell me that these two boys from the Jiang family are also on the missing list. Hudu also put down the teacup in his hand and said. Well? Wu Jiang also agreed slowly. This? Hudu also looked ugly, because both of them knew that the Jiang family was the grandson of a high-ranking elder in the sword sect. If an accident happened to them, then they would not be able to eat. Walk around. They can't join the sect directly. Why do they still come here to participate in the test and selection? Hudu also said. Hey, these two boys are not afraid of anything, and they haven't said hello to their family, so. Wu Jiang also said anxiously. If that's the case, then this matter will be much more troublesome. I heard that the powerhouses of this sect will collectively go out to worship their ancestors in a few days, and we will investigate it carefully. I don't know why, but I always feel that the missing person is still here. Wu Jiang also said. Do you feel it? There seems to be a gloomy atmosphere on the path from the ferry to the square tilde, which is not something we humans can have. Wu Shishu also frowned and said. You mean? Hudu also exclaimed. Drink tea, drink tea. Wu Jiang said something to keep his mouth shut, then raised his teacup. Hudu also knew the importance of this matter, so he nodded knowingly. The 3 consecutive knocks on the door also fell during the conversation between Hudu and Wu Jiang. Who is it? Wu Jiang also said in a bad mood. Uncle Wu, it's me, Mo Chen. I have something to report. Mo Chen also came with Xiao Yang in a hurry. Well, come in. What's the matter? Wu Jiang also said. Hearing that, Mo Chen also pushed open the door, and then quickly closed the door. Xiao Yan also didn't know which one of the songs was suddenly sung, so he didn't ask any further questions, and followed him in. What's the matter? Wu Jiang asked. Uncle Wu, please take a look. The spirit-absorbing orb in his hand also radiated a 9-colored light that penetrated the sky, and then a striking cross appeared slowly. How can it be? Who is it? Wu Jiang and Hudu both lost their voices at the same time. Others don't know this thing, but they know what a powerful meaning this little cross represents. What the asterisk is going on? Wu Jiang also looked at the 9-colored light with glowing eyes, then waved his palm, and the huge fighting spirit on his body surrounded the room where the few of them were. Uncle Wu, to tell you the truth, I just led the 9 people brought by Uncle Hudu to the test, and then the light on this suction bead came from Xiao Yang's hand. Mo Chen also said in a proper manner, his words the meaning below is also very clear, because he also knows the importance of this matter. Is this true? Hudu also squinted and wondered. Mo Chen saw it with his own eyes. Mo Chen also said. This is really God bless me for 3 days. Wu Jiang said something after finishing speaking. Senior, what's going on? Xiao Yang was also confused by them. Since your soul talent has reached the 10th level, then we won't hide it from you. Hudu also smiled, with an indescribable excitement in his smile. Yeah. Xiao Yang also responded. You don't know, although this so-called test seems to be divided into 3 parts, the strength test, the soul test and the physical strength test, but the most important is the test of the soul's innate strength, and the other 2 parts are just confusing. Although people with tyrannical strength and strong physical strength can certainly have good talent potential, they are undoubtedly insignificant compared to people with extraordinary spiritual talent. Do you know why? After Wu Jiang finished speaking, he looked at Xiao Yang excitedly, and obviously he had a problem. Junior doesn't know. Xiao Yang also said modestly, after all, he didn't know either. It means unlimited potential. Wu Jiang also said enviously. Unlimited potential? Xiao Yang also wondered. Hey, you don't know anything about this. Whether the talent of soul power is outstanding or not will determine future achievements. Although the tester's own strength and physical strength are too strong, some super sects will take a fancy to them and be included in the sect, but compared with you, one is accidental and the other is inevitable. Simply put, if you don't participate in the trials now, all the super sects will be jealous of you and will strongly invite you to join their sect. Because everyone knows what kind of talent this 10th level soul talent is. After all, we have appeared 5 times in Xiantian Santian since it was recorded, and you are the 6th one so far. Wu Jiang also said a lot in one breath. May I ask the seniors, they are the last. At this point, Xiao Yang understood why he was so shocked. Since the record of Xian Santian, it may have been tens of thousands of years. In the end, they all stood at the peak level of Xian Santian. Wu Jiang also said respectfully. This? Xiao Yang's pupils shrank when he heard the words, and then he also understood the importance of this. Aren't you surprised? But don't be surprised. I think you don't know why the innate power of the soul makes us attach so much importance to it, right? On our Do-Di continent, the strength of the soul's innate power will be felt by its future achievements. Some people do nothing but mediocre all their lives, just because the soul's innate strength is not enough. Maybe you don't have enough strength now, so you didn't find it, but the more you practice, you will find that after the 6-star Do-Di each level of promotion is related to the soul power. If the soul power cannot reach the corresponding level, then the promotion, no matter how well prepared you are, will end in failure. And do you know why our Xiantian warriors are only able to count with one hand? It's also because of soul power. As far as I know, the most fundamental thing to be promoted to Dozian is to have the soul power of Fairyland. If the power of the soul is not in the Fairyland, countless heaven's favored people will be trapped at the peak of Do-Di together. But soul power is too illusory, and cultivation is not as good as fighting chi cultivation. If you don't have enough talent, then and your soul innate power can reach 10, which means that your achievements in the future are limitless. After all, at your age, you can reach the soul power of the Emperor realm, and it is only a matter of time before you reach the Fairyland. So a good embryo who has reached the level of fighting immortals will naturally receive a lot of attention. Wu Jiang also said. So that's the case. Hearing that, Xiao Yang just nodded, knowing that the improvement of Do-Chi level in the future is closely related to soul power, but he didn't pay too much attention to Wu Jiang's talent because Xiao Yang is also knowing that this so-called talent is of no use, only down-to-earth cultivation step by step is the right path. Although Wu Jiang was excited, he did not lose his sense. Seeing Xiao Yang's behavior, he nodded with satisfaction. Many people would be rebellious when they heard that they had such a terrifying potential. Obviously, Xiao Yang did not do this. Human nature and concentration are both good. Hey, since that's the case, then I'll make the decision. Xiao Yang, you don't have to participate in the selection this time. When the time comes, you can join the 9 super sects at will. If you want to come, they can't ask for anything. Hudu also grinned. What? Senior is no good, I also really want to try this so-called selection, just to sharpen myself. Xiao Yang was also a little surprised by this sudden scene. Oh? You sure? This time, there are many powerful people in the selection competition. With your strength as a 3-star Do-Di? Right now, don't be too arrogant Tilda, your potential is so terrifying, so you need to protect it. Hudu also laughed. Senior, don't worry, as the saying goes, it's easy to break, but Xiao Yang is not so delicate yet, and just wants to try this talent-collected selection competition. Xiao Yang also smiled. After all, he also knew that he wanted to improve his strength and actual combat experience. Fighting is the best and most time-saving way. Ha ha ha, what you said is very reasonable, I'm too impatient. Hudu also suddenly said. In that case, Mo Chen, take him down to rest, and the selection will start in a few days. Also, the rest don't need to be tested. Give Xiao Yang the status of a 5th-class talent. Remember, this matter must not be rumored. Wu Jiang's seemingly simple and casual words made Mo Chen envious. As a 5th-class talent, there are as many as 10 in one stronghold. Let's go, follow me down to your residence to rest. Mo Chen also said. Xiao Yan followed Mo Chen away, leaving behind Wu Jiang and Hu Du in the room. It's better to report this matter to the sect master as soon as possible. If Xiao Yan can be included in our sect as soon as possible, then we will not end up in the last place in the competition of the 9 sects this time. After Wu Jiang finished speaking, a scroll read the scroll with a conspicuous burn character appeared out of thin air, and then Wu Jiang wrote some handwriting on it, waved it, and the space squirmed and swallowed it away. Yueru and the others also returned to their residence after the test under the guidance of Xiao Hei. Although Yueru was worried about Xiao Yang, she did not go to look for him. Here we are, this is your residence. Xiao Yang followed Mo Chen to a rather luxurious room. After Mo Chen finished speaking, he also explained Xiao Yang a few words and disappeared. Xiao Yang found that the place where he lived seemed to be different from other people's. Other people's ones didn't seem to be so luxurious. It was just because he used too much soul power and mental power when testing his soul talent before, and then he didn't have time to think about it. He lay on the bed and rested. A day passed quickly. Xiao Yang woke up early on this day, and Mo Chen said that there was a market next to where they lived, and they could go to trade if they needed anything. So Xiao Yang's purpose today right here, close the door and head towards the downtown where they live. On the desolate downtown alleys, all kinds of shouts are endless, some selling medicine, some selling weapons. A figure came from a distance, and it didn't take long before he walked to an attic. Taking a closer look, it was a boy. He was about 20 or 30 years old, dressed as a blue scholar, very handsome. A pair of eyes are as clear as water, bright as mirrors, full of energy, very attractive. The first impression this young man gives is that of a weak scholar. He just doesn't know where he came from. This person was actually Xiao Yang, and his destination was naturally the downtown area. In order not to let others see him, he also pretended, so Xiao Yang just dressed up and went to the downtown. One is to collect some intelligence, and the other is to purchase some necessary things, such as medicinal materials. Taking a look at the tea shop next to him, Xiao Yang walked over slowly with a smile on his face. Most of the tea shops are places where idlers talk the most, and a lot of information can be collected here. The tea shop is very simple, with more than 10 broken tables and some simple but clean stools. The old shop owner is an old man in his 60s, with a face of vicissitudes. Xiao Yang looked around. There were also 2 people drinking tea here at this time. The most striking one was a young man in a torn Taoist robe. He was about the same age as Xiao Yang. Be careful, this person's aura is a little weird. The voice of his master Jin Longwang suddenly resounded in his heart. Hearing that Xiao Yang was also driven by curiosity, and was going to investigate this Dao-robed boy, but with Xiao Yang's strength he couldn't see through this Dao-robed boy, and he quietly used his soul power, but found that he couldn't investigate, and he thought about it. There was something on his body that blocked Xiao Yang's investigation. It seemed that he felt Xiao Yang's investigation, and the young man in Taoist robe also looked at Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang couldn't care less. He found a table and sat down, looked at the shopkeeper and asked, "Little serve a good pot of tea, and order something to eat." "Dele." A lean young man also agreed. "Use it objectively and slowly, and the food will come right away." Several of the shop assistants in the breathing room also put the tea on Xiao Yang's table, and then prepared to get the food. As soon as Xiao Yang's words came out, the young man in a torn robe immediately turned his head to look at Xiao Yang with a strange smile on his face. I saw that the young man jumped to Xiao Yang's side and sat down. He cracked his mouth and said with a smile, "Meeting is fate, let's make friends." After speaking, he smiled. Xiao Yang looked at him with a smile on his face and a naughty expression, like a child who had not grown up, very likable. At this time, the old shop owner on the side also noticed Xiao Yang, and then said, "This young man, looking at your talented outfit, you must have gone to the sect of Xiantian Santian to cultivate? That is, it's a good place. The people who joined those sects in previous years have all become useful talents. Every year we have a lot of people from all over the place gather here, and then conduct a selection to compete for some powerful characters." After finishing talking, some snacks were also placed on Xiao Yang's table. Those sects of the 3 days are also quite respectful. Watching the shopkeeper leave, Xiao Yang smiled and said, "Who is your excellency?" Hey, you don't need to worry about who I am. Anyway, I know you are here to participate in the selection, right? The Dao-robed boy decided immediately. Oh, you too. Xiao Yang didn't refuse. After all, it wasn't a shameful thing to participate in the selection, so he didn't hide it too much. When the little Taoist priest on the side heard it, he quickly said, "In that case we would be competitors, but this doesn't prevent us from making friends. After all, we might be able to help each other. By the way, what's your name? My name is Mu Feng. How about it? Isn't it a good name?" After speaking, he looked at Xiao Yang, waiting for him to answer. Xiao Yang glanced at him and said with a smile, "My name is Yang Xiao. Hello, Mu Feng. Your name is very good and very loud. Nice to meet you, but I'm new to the ramp. Can you tell me what happened to the trials?" Hearing the approval of others, Mu Feng also smiled and said, "Yang Xiao, I'm also very happy to meet you. Then you are asking the right person. As for the so-called trial, I heard that it is a point system, and I don't know the specifics. After the 5th level talent is announced tomorrow, the trial will be divided according to the 5th level talent. You reading. By the way, how long can you expect to achieve this test? And you came to participate in the trials this time, and you went to Xian 3 days to learn something. I went to learn their swordsmanship of slaying demons and slaying demons. I heard that the Taoism there is amazing." His eyes lit up, as if he had learned a stunt. "Don't force any talent, just do whatever you want." Xiao Yan was obviously a little troubled by this sudden series of questions. He didn't expect that this was the first time he met this robed boy so politely, but Xiao Yang also responded to Mu Feng's question. Xiao Yang tasted the tea in his hands lightly, looked into the distance, and said softly, "I went to Xian just to go there because of the fame, and want to see the strong people there and some peculiar humanities. As for what to learn, when the time comes, it depends." Mu Feng rolled his eyes and said with a smile, "I heard that there are a lot of swordsmanship there. If you learn some powerful fighting skills like this, and then learn some swordsmanship, maybe you can become a knight. That's fine too. I have to say goodbye beforehand." Xiao Yang also found that Mu Feng was a little annoying, so he threw a few copper coins and found an excuse to escape. "This person's aura seems to be a little obscure, but I can feel it. This is a formidable opponent." "Master, what happened to what you just said?" Xiao Yang also quickly left the tea house, found a hidden place, repeatedly confirmed that no one was following, and then asked, "I don't know why, there is an extremely obscure aura about that Dao-robed boy, which seems to be somewhat similar to the ghosts in the ghost world, but a little different." The voice of the Golden Dragon King appeared slowly, and Xiao Xiao was in his voice. It is not difficult for Yang to hear that his master, the Golden Dragon King, is also unpredictable. A ghost? So the missing person might be related to him? Xiao Yang also asked in surprise. "No, not necessarily. The aura on his body is a little weird. In short, it doesn't feel like a ghost in the ghost world, but the breath is a little weird, and there are some ghosts on the body. The reason why you can't detect his strength may be because there is something in him that isolates your strength detection," Jin Longwang also said after thinking carefully. "Well, I just don't know if it's an enemy or a friend. But look at what he said, he is also one of the members of this trial, and I hope that I won't meet him at that time." Xiao Yang also said solemnly, although it is not that Xiao Yang is afraid of him, but the aura of his body gives Xiao Yang a breath-weird feeling. "It seems that we need to pay attention to this person named Mu Feng." Xiao Yang also had a plan, and then slowly walked towards his other itinerary today, a prosperous place. At the intersection of several streets, there is a huge building. The clouds and smoke are lingering in the building. The two characters, Danfang, that dance with Flying and Phoenix are from the hands of famous people, and it is not difficult to find that this huge building is being able to be at the intersection with the most traffic is enough to show the status of this building. This is the purpose of Xiao Yang's trip. "Please show your alchemist level." Two burly figures stopped Xiao Yang from the door and said gently, "There are only two types of people who can enter the Pill Square. One is a person with a strong background who can buy medicine pills, and the other is a high-level pharmacist. They also auctioned the medicinal pills they refined in exchange for some precious medicinal materials or fighting skills. Sorry, I didn't bring the Medal of Alchemist. Xiao Yan also said. Then why did Your Excellency come here? Although the seemingly weak man in front of him was not an alchemist, he was also something they couldn't afford to offend. A pharmacist is like a hornet's nest, and he cannot be provoked at all, because as long as a pharmacist is provoked, it will be quite a headache in the face of endless revenge. But even if it was not a pharmacist, the two of them still respectfully said, after all, they have gathered a lot of geniuses from all over the world, and the above also told them not to cause trouble. The pill square has 3 floors. The first floor is where ordinary people buy pills. This place has the largest number of people, but pills and medicinal materials are also common, and there are not too few pills. Second floor, those who can enter the second floor are all powerful people or those with superb refining skills. The two also said respectfully. What about the third floor? Xiao Yang also asked in doubt. The third floor is not open to the public. Unless... The two gatekeepers also whispered. Unless what? Unless you are a 4-star fighting emperor or an emperor-level pharmacist, you are only eligible to enter. The two gatekeepers also categorically did not believe that the young boy in front of them would be one of them. Got it. Xiao Yan agreed casually. Please. After speaking, the two also made a gesture of invitation. Although the man did not carry a rank medal, his soul power could not be faked. Hearing that, Xiao Yang also strode in. Entering the Danfang, the first floor is the first floor. Sweep the first floor at will, and find that there are many people here, some selling medicinal herbs, some selling medicinal materials, but more of them are constantly walking around. Obviously the threshold of refining pharmacists is also determined by the limited number of refining pharmacists. After looking around, Xiao Yang found that there was nothing he liked on the first floor, and Xiao Yang also walked helplessly towards the second floor. There are also 2 guardians guarding the gate of the second floor. Obviously, the division of entrance on each floor is extremely strict. Seeing Xiao Yang walking towards the second floor, the two at the door also looked at each other. Just as they were about to call out Xiao Yang, part of Xiao Yang's soul power was released in an instant, and the terrifying power also made the two of them not much. What to say, because this has the qualifications to enter the second floor. Once entering the second floor, the flow of people has obviously decreased, and the quality of medicinal pills has gradually improved. Xiao Yang also wandered slowly. After all, every time he attended such a gathering, it was quite time-consuming. Good things had to be discovered by himself, so he couldn't be in a hurry. Shadow pill. Auxiliary pill for the 9th grade peak. Swallowing this pill can hide its aura for a short period of time. Unless it is discovered by a strong person above the 1st level, others will not be able to discover it. In exchange for this pill, you only need 1 pill of the same level or 3 rare medicinal herbs. Don't miss it when you pass by. A seemingly lean man said. Hearing that, Xiao Yang also looked over with interest, looked at the black medicine pill, then shook his head, and just wanted to walk away. How about this young man? Would you like to exchange my medicinal pill? This is the only magic medicine for hiding and running away. It is rare. The lean man was also optimistic that it would be difficult for someone to notice him, and hurriedly said www.novelhall.com I'm afraid I'll let this gold owner go. Although the effect of your shadow pill is good, it is only a 9th grade treasure pill at best. Among the pills of the same level, you are considered to have the lowest medicinal power. It is really expensive to exchange so many things. Xiao Yan also said, how can an expert alchemist be regarded as a gold master by this lean person? And this kind of medicinal pill is only made by those who are ignorant and incompetent. Otherwise, under normal circumstances, pharmacists will rarely make medicinal pills that are just like chicken ribs. That's. The lean figure also knew that he had met a connoisseur, and was not holding back. After all, as the saying goes, as soon as an expert makes a move, he will know if there is any. Xiao Yang then walked aimlessly on the 2nd floor when suddenly something in front of an old man attracted him. Hey, if you don't buy it, what are you going to see? You have to pay me if you look bad. An old man also looked at Xiao Yang lazily. After all, seeing Xiao Yang's appearance as a weak scholar, he knew that his background might not be enough. Mushigan, volcanic stone. Ignoring the old man's admonition, Xiao Yang called out unfamiliar names one by one. Oh. Hearing that Xiao Yang was able to call out the herbs in front of him with good words, the old man's original lazy eyes were also looking at Xiao Yang. The medicinal herbs in front of him were found with great pains and hardships, but the boy in front of him could say his name in one bite, and the old man had to look at Xiao Yang again. You actually recognize these herbs? The old man also frowned. Not only do I know it, but I also want to buy it. Old gentleman. Xiao Yang also respectfully said, after all, although the old man in front of him looked rather lazy, an invisible wave emanated from his body, and his strength was obviously extremely tyrannical. I've been here for so many days, and finally I met a boy with good eyesight who can actually recognize my medicinal herbs. The old man also laughed. Many precious medicinal materials and unparalleled treasures are never known and thus become ashes all their lives, so from this, it can be seen that having a huge knowledge is naturally an experience. Xiao Yang still remembers that his master Jin Longking said that he possessed a holy flame in these Shen 3 days, and according to his master's words, this holy flame is the most suitable for him to absorb and devour now, but the power of holy flame it's too violent and ferocious, so it's like swallowing a strange fire, and you must be fully prepared. 7 flame flowers, Shu Shengdan, blood spirit ice liquid. The 3 necessities can also greatly weaken the power of the holy flame. Although it can only bring a little help to the swallowing, it may be such a weak chance of success that the swallowing will succeed in the end. 3 necessities, Xiao Yang has not encountered any of them so far. As far as Qian flower is concerned, this medicine looks like a flower. There are 7 colors on the flower, and each color represents a kind of flame, which can greatly weaken the holy flame when Xiao Yang devours it. The power of flame is born from 7 different flame places, although the flame is not as powerful as the different fire, but the probability of the 7 flames gathering place is too rare, its preciousness is self-evident. Looking at Shu Shengdan, when Xiao Yang devoured holy flame, he could give Xiao Yang a steady stream of huge fighting chi power as his back. After all, the process of swallowing is either Xiao Yang swallowing holy flame or holy flame swallowing himself. To be careful is to fail. However, the rank of this medicinal pill is not low, and it is a medicinal pill of the 2nd grade of the Emperor rank. The reason is that Xiao Yang is now only a pharmacist at the peak of the 1st rank of the Emperor rank. The 1st rank is divided into 3 levels of heaven and earth, and there is nothing that can be done, but now I can only collect the medicinal materials for refining Shu Shengdan first, and make plans in the future. As for the last blood spirit ice liquid, Xiao Yang has never even heard of it. Xiao Yang devoured the strange fire on the Do-Chi continent and knew that although these procedures were troublesome, they could increase his chances of success. He immediately understood the importance of preparing these things, so he had to take them seriously. So it's better to prepare these things in advance, otherwise even if the rare holy flames are found, the golden dragon king of his master will definitely not swallow them up for himself, and Xiao Yang can't even think about the taste that he can't eat at that time. Thinking of this in my heart, I squatted down and looked carefully at the booth in front of me. Which herb are you going to buy, little friend? The old man also watched Xiao Yang think carefully in front of his booth, and then said softly, after all, the herbs in front of him are very rare. Since this kid can recognize the names of these herbs, then the old man is not worried that he will not have the ability to buy them. There are not many medicinal materials needed to make Xushengdan, only 3 kinds. They are Snow Soul Ganoderma lucidum, Lingxian, and Yin Devil Fruit. Xiao Yang's mind reverberated with those medicinal herbs, and then his pupils shrank tightly, and then in front of a pile of purple mud-like things in front of the old man looked carefully. Old gentleman, how do you sell this thing? Xiao Yang also saw that this was going to be purple like soil, and the purple was tinged with yellow, as if revealing spiritual energy. Hey, the origin of this thing is extraordinary. I heard that this is a necessary medicinal material for some top-level Emperor rank medicine pills. Although I don't know its value, it can protect 2 Emperor rank 4th rank monsters. The dirt is extraordinary. So, My requirements are not too high, just any pill of the Emperor rank and the first rank of the Earth rank. The old man also said like a cunning old man. TSK. Xiao Yan was also taken aback by this old man's handwriting. After a little thought, Xiao Yan also thought about it. Old gentleman, this seems to be a bit of a lion's mouth. Although there are 2 Emperor rank and 4th grade monsters guarding him, he can deal with it with the strength of the old gentleman. Xiao Yan also laughed. Looking at the old gentleman's face, it seems that there are toxins left in the body. I have a void transformation pill here. Although this pill is only a 1st grade Emperor rank, it can help the old gentleman get rid of the toxins in the body, although it can't be done. It is completely eliminated, but most of it can still be eliminated. Xiao Yan also laughed. Naturally, the void transformation pill was not refined by Xiao Yan, but was obtained by chance in the ruins before. After all, Xiao Yan only has 1 Emperor rank transformation pill in his hand, and it can only be used by monsters, so Xiao Yan has it was quite poor at the time. Well then, how about I'm adding a medicinal herb to you? The old man also looked at Xiao Yan with a smirk and was obviously shocked by Xiao Yan's words. He could recognize him just by looking at him. The discomfort of the body, the toxins in my body, but no one knows about it except myself. So I had to re-evaluate the boy in front of me. Oh, what kind of medicinal materials? Xiao Yan heard that and said with interest. Although the medicinal materials in front of the old man were rare, all Xiao Yan needed was this spiritual purple rock, so he asked. That thing is also what I spent a lot of effort to get it, Tilda. If it wasn't for your medicine, I wouldn't give it to you. The old man also said. Wait for me, that thing is on the 3rd floor, wait here for me, and I'll take it down. After speaking, the old man got up and walked towards the 3rd floor. Sir, let me go with you. Xiao Yan also said. Oh. Now it was the old man's turn to be surprised. On the 3rd floor, only the 4-star Do Emperor powerhouse and the Emperor rank alchemist could enter. This kid's strength did not reach the 4-star Do Emperor, so there was only one result. Emperor level pharmacist. This is very powerful. After all, some of the disciples of the huge family will have some Emperor-level medicinal pills for cultivation, but having Emperor-rank medicinal pills can only show that there is a strong force behind them, but it is different from Emperor-rank alchemists. This is a sky and an underground. The attractiveness of the alchemist of the Imperial rank is huge. Ordinary pharmacists who can refine Emperor-level medicinal pills are enough to make a 1-star Do Emperor strong enough to be driven by it, and an alchemist who can refine an Emperor-level 1st rank Xian level is enough to make a 2-star Do Emperor strong enough to be driven by it. The alchemist who can refine the 1st grade Emperor rank is enough to make the powerhouse of the 3-star Do Emperor willing to drive him, and the alchemist who can refine the 1st grade Emperor rank is enough to make the powerhouse of the 3-star Do Emperor willing to drive him. With the eyesight of the old man, it is not difficult to discover Xiao Yan's strength and age. Such a young pharmacist is quite rare. This video will end here.